So second question we have here with respect to the truncated spurs. Okay, so truncated spur, what are truncated spurs, where and how they are formed? This is, I think it is a PYQ of 2024. Okay, and this is for 10 marks. So this is a geographical question and this is a RePrep session for live evaluation and mentorship. Okay, so let's move to the question now. So truncated spurs are the steep, okay, blunt edge ridges results from the erosional truncation of an interlocking spur by the glaciers. This is quite important to include here that this is a glacial erosion, okay, and we can see that it can be also interlinked with the peltiers, cryoplanation part here, or the cycle of periglacial. Okay, the cycle of periglacial, periglacial cycle of erosion. So this is a part of the truncated spur, is part of that particular aspect here. Okay, so location of truncated spurs. Okay, you have explained truncated spurs here quite well. Now, it is found in the glaciated regions like Alps, Rockies, Himalayas, Alaska, and Siberia. Okay, good. Found between hanging valleys in U-shaped valleys. Okay, good. Form often in the triangular shape. Okay, very good. Now, formation of truncated spurs, glacial erosion. Okay, when you are writing again glacial erosion, you can put here Peltier because he has provided us the glacial erosion cycle. Okay, dominated by abrasion and plucking. Very good. Unlike rivers, glaciers move straight through valleys, cutting across the interlocking spurs instead of meandering. Very good. So over time, glaciers straighten and sharpen the valleys, leaving behind steep sided spurs. Okay. So post-glaciation, this spurs remains as sharp cliffs rising above the U-shaped valleys formed by the glaciers. Okay. So you have provided here hanging valley, steep sides, truncated spurs. Okay, U-shaped valley, truncated spur. Okay. So as per Davis cycle of erosion, okay, instead of Davis cycle, we can move in here for the Peltier cycle. Peltier's periglacial cycle. Okay. Truncated spurs form during the youth to mature stage of glacial erosion, modifying original fluvial landscapes into the glacial landforms. These landforms represent transformative power of glaciers. Ever fluvial landform shows dynamic landscape evolution. Okay, so conclusion here, it is good. Now, one part I would like you to add up here, that when we are trying to explain the truncated spurs, so here we will see that so these truncated spurs, if you will look at here, they are following almost such kind of structure here. Okay, they are having such kind of structure. Where we see that they are actually present in the this kind of structure. Okay, so this is a we can say here a hanging valley. This is a hanging valley here, and this has been formed because of the glaciers. Okay, they are formed because of the glaciers, and obviously they are straight. You have already provided here. So when we are looking at the diagram here, you can make this diagram more better. because we are not able to find out the structures which are in the form of almost inverted valleys or they are hanging valleys. Okay. And one thing you have provided here, this is a river. Okay, this is river which was almost antecedent. And what is happening here? We will see that the valley was already eroded by the rivers. Okay. One thing I want you to add up here in this part where you are explaining the truncated spurs. So number one thing, it is already eroded by rivers. So what we will see here that the landform, it is having certain kind of erosion here because of the rivers. But in the second step, what is happening here because of the glacial formation and erosion? Here we'll be seeing that the previous aspect which was present here, which was already eroded by river, now it is eroded again. And this part, it is now formed. Okay, this is a already a spur is formed. But this spur, this is truncated. Okay, this is truncated. Therefore, it is called as the truncated spur. So I want you to include this part also, which is explaining that what is actually the truncated spur. Okay, here, what is actually a truncated spur? Okay, we can already provide spur that how the spur is formed. Okay, but why it is called as truncated? This is the question here. So you need to provide here that yes, the rivers have already formed here certain spurs because of their fluvial erosion. But after that, there is a glacial erosion proceeds. So because of this glacial erosion, these spurs which were already present here, they are now truncated. So therefore, it is called as a truncated spur. Okay, so this can be added up here. And yes, peltier can be added up here. So if it is of 10 marks, you will get here 4.5 out of 10. But obviously, as this answer, it is missing certain aspects. For example, Peltier's periglacial cycle and the explanation of the meaning of the spur, that what is actually a truncated spur. So this question has a potential of getting 6 out of 10, which you can get through inclusion of this aspects. And yes, obviously, diagram is also important. Okay, Preeti. So, have you got a better idea of what is a truncated spur and how it can be explained? Okay, so this is, we can see here, this is a particular part where we are looking at certain concepts which are needed to be explained because it is asked in question. And we can explain, yes, we can explain it better if we are able to interpret the question in a better manner. And yes, we need certain theorist background, particular like Davis. Davis has not provided the cycle, that is the periglacial cycle. Okay, but it was the Peltier who was one of the student of Davis who have then worked over the periglacial cycle, and he has given the concept of periglacial cycle. Okay, so these things can be added up in the answer. Okay, Preeti. So, how did you find this session? Okay, nice. So what we will do, Preeti, here, you write certain answers from paper two also, and we will try to go through the paper two answers, and we can try to also look at the various models, theories, laws, and perspective which can be taken up from paper one and implied in paper two. So do write the answers, and we will have a live discussion over them. Okay. Okay. So Preeti, take care and see you in the next session. All the best.